Hi, this is Chris again. This is a video on setting stops using the basing point procedure. Now, the basing point procedure, that is a strategy derived from Edwards and McGee, considered some of the fathers of technical analysis. If you want to read more into it, their book, Technical Analysis of Stock Trends, any edition, ninth is the most recent one. If you want to read that, great book to see everything explained in depth, the basis of technical analysis, but I'm just going to work with the basing points today. Alright, setting stop losses using basing points is a procedure for the black swan days, and black swan, that means a rare occurrence that usually in the stock market means that the entire thing just tanks. Like, for instance, here's our favorite black swan, 19... Oh, it doesn't go back to 87, but there we go. Where's the flash crash? There's the flash crash. When the stock market goes down 1,000 points in one day, that's a black swan. When you see a gap like this and it goes down what seems to be about 10% of the market, that's a black swan. Black Tuesday, black swan. Because these are rare events that happen. Now I'm going to go back to Microsoft, what I was going to do my little study on. I'm going to go to the 6-month chart. Okay, so you want to, you want to find a bottom first. Now, a bottom, or a basing point, as described by Edwards and McGee, is a day where there are no prices lower than it in the short term, and the 3 days after it are all a higher price than the close, than the higher price of that bottom day. So, for instance, right here is a bottom, because you have your day where you have that day there. So I'm going to zoom in. This day, which is the lowest day, that one, so that doesn't count because it closed still within the range of the last day. And then you have one above the last 2 days that was low. 1, 2, 3. That's a bottom. That's a basing point. And it's generally a safe procedure. So I'll go over here and pick up the other ones. Okay, we have 1, 2. Is that one? Nope. Since that one was in the range of the last day, doesn't count. So we'd have 1, 2. There's not a third one. That is not a bottom or a basing point. Then we have right here, 1, 2, 3. That is a bottom right there. So we have our second basing point, and 1, 2, 3, our third basing point. Alright, now that we have our basing points, only really 3 at this point because that's what fit the criteria, we want to set our stop losses. Now, the way that I like to set my stop losses are, I like to find the beta of a stock. So bear with me while I get the beta of Microsoft. Now, the beta it's shows how a stock moves relative to the broad market. So a beta of 1 means it moves just like the normal market. A beta of 2 means the stock moves twice as much relatively to the market. So if the market goes up 1%, the stock with a beta of 2 would go up 2%, just like that. What do we got? Beta, beta, beta. Doesn't tell me. There's the beta. It's 1.07. So what I generally do is I set my stop loss depending on the beta. So if the beta is a high number, like say over 1.75, which qualifies for most small companies and microcap stocks, I like to set my stop at 10% below the last basing point. Now, then in the middle between 0.75 beta and a 1.75, I like to set my stop loss about 6%, 6 or 7% below the last basing point. And then with conservative stocks, I like to do just 5% below the last basing point. So for Microsoft, since this beta is 1.07, I'm going to set it 6% below the last basing point. So we have my calculator. So last basing point was about 23.75. So 23.75, and I need 94% of that to get my stop price. So I'm going to set my stop at 22.32 or 33. And like I said before, that is just for black swans. Like the normal stop that I would do, if I'm in a short-term trade, say if I got into the stock right here, I'm a little skittish because I'm a trader. So as soon as it would break through these two supports, I'd already be thinking about getting out of it. But for long term and for preventing losing a lot of money on like flash crashes, it's a good strategy. All right. If you have any questions, please post in the comment box. Thanks for watching.